Welcome today, everybody. I'm here with Velia Jantz Urban and Eris Urban from the Grounded Good Wife, and they're here to talk with us about an upcoming program we have for Women's History Month called Booby Trapped, the Bra in America. Welcome, both of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and speak with us about the upcoming program.
Thanks for having us.
So my first question to you both is, can you tell me a little bit about each of you and a little bit about Grounded Good Wife?
Sure. So my name's Velia. I'm an author, I'm a teacher, a public speaker. I call myself an expert on herstory unsanitized because I do this pretty popular talk called The Not So Good Life of the Colonial Good Wife, how women dealt with sex, menstruation, birth control, all that taboo kind of jazz. This is my daughter, Eris.
And I'm an herbalist, green witch, author, and holistic nutritionist.
So people kind of, how Grounded Good Wife came to be, people kind of know me as the Colonial Good Wife, and Eris used to own Grounded Holistic Wellness, but about 3 years ago we joined forces, and now we call ourselves Grounded Good Wife, and we teach a whole bunch of hands-on holistic workshops, normally in real life and hopefully in real life again soon, and what we call herstory unsanitized presentations.
Very nice. So like you said, you've covered a breadth of topics before on women's history, but where did the idea for this particular program come from?
This one came to be because, maybe this is just me, but sometimes you don't think about things until you think about things. So this one came to be because after our extensive research for another talk that we do called Suffragettes in Corselettes, we really now, I would say, we're experts on the topic of corsets. But that's when we realized that before bras were invented, corsets lifted breasts, but they lifted them from below. And it wasn't until bras were invented that they really lifted them from above. So it really just got us thinking. I just never thought about it that way. And we thought, wow, that would really be a pretty cool topic for us to investigate. So that's how it came to be.
Very interesting. The bras are a very long-standing history within women's fashion and women's clothing. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited to hear all of the things that you guys are going to talk about. But, what can people coming to the event expect to learn about, or surprises that they might not know about?
Well, we found that if you watch pretty much any historical show, like TV show or on Netflix or Amazon Prime, like Frontier or Turn, there's people being disemboweled and tortured and decapitated, but really nothing about the everyday stuff like menstruation, birth control, chamber pots, poopy babies, like all that. And that we found is like the most interesting stuff in history. And that's what people really want to know. But it's just considered taboo for, I guess, those shows. And also we think that history should never be boring. And the way that a lot of people present it is kind of like dry and kind of like boring. So we try and make things still super educational, but fun too.
Right. Yeah, because it's about people. That's really what history should be about. Yes.
So speaking of that history, how did you guys set about researching for this program?
We do very little, if any, research online because both of us, we don't think that's really very credible. So we usually start at Woodbury Library. We live in Woodbury, Connecticut, and we get out whatever books we can find on the topic and we read through them. And then we go to the works cited pages. And then if a book that looks interesting to us, we work with Woodbury Library, who's really, really good about this. And they do interlibrary loans. And that's kind of how we do it. Then we wind up with enough information for probably about a 6-hour talk, would you say? But then we whittle it down to what we think we can actually use, because most of our talks are about an hour long.
Oh, I love hearing how the library has helped facilitate your research.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, we're
yes.
big fans of libraries.
Yeah. Well, that's so great.
It's kind of funny. We're authors and we've written 2 books now, but we always advocate going to libraries and not to bookstores. So we're probably the worst people to sell our own books because we're library fans. But yeah, we are.
Well, libraries have always been sort of a unique relationship with authorship, right? So, it's great to hear how much you guys have utilized them for researching for this program. And as I've mentioned in the intro, we are doing this program as part of our Women's History Month series. Why do you think this topic resonates with so many women?
Well, one thing we thought was kind of interesting that we found out is that in 2014, this clothing company called Ruby Ribbon, they interviewed, I think it was 3,000 women about how they felt about their bras. And 92% of them called them an enemy they wish they had never met. And when they were asked to describe their bra in like one word, almost everyone said uncomfortable. So I think it's something that's like pretty much all women deal with. And I would say the American woman is still waiting for her ideal bra.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Yeah, and it's interesting because there hasn't been a lot of design changes for
No,
some.
not really.
Yeah.
They really haven't. No. Because as we did our research, we start from 2,500 years ago, and once we got to the 70s, there really wasn't that much of a change. No, not at all. People are going to see because we have bras from every decade, and Eris is going to be modeling them over clothes, of course. So it's that was a lot of fun too. And because people like to see Eris doing that kind of thing. So there'll be some hands-on stuff.
Oh, that's great. So while you were doing all this research, was there any one thing that maybe surprised you the most, or maybe that you didn't think that you were going to find and you did?
I think we each came up with a favorite thing. Like we learned a lot of historical information, but we learned two kind of sillyish things we thought maybe we'd share with you. Eris, you want to do the first one?
Yeah, the first little trivia one is you might be surprised who invented the bra strap clasp. So do you have any guesses?
And by that we mean not the thing in the back, but the thing that kind of, hoist your boobs up, that
adjuster
thing,
kind of thing?
that adjuster thing. Yeah.
I have no idea.
So it's a guy, he lived in Connecticut. He's very famous. I'm sure you have his books at your library.
Come on, you got to guess. Take a guess.
His house is a pretty major historical attraction in Connecticut, in Hartford, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm blanking.
He has two names.
Yeah, he does have two names, yes. He has a pen name and his real name.
Ready?
I am. Yeah.
Mark Twain.
And at first I was like, it couldn't be Mark Twain.
That's why we thought it was interesting.
I know, so random.
Yeah. And that's the stuff that we love about history. Like, who in the world? I mean, we've been to Mark Twain's house how many times?
Yeah.
And they've never mentioned this strap clasp thing before, which I think is the interesting stuff of history. Yeah.
Oh.
And want to hear fun fact number 2?
Yes, please.
So, of course, the James Bond movies, and the one Goldfinger, Goldfinger. So Shirley Bassey, she was the one that sang that song. So apparently when she was in the studio, in order to reach the high notes in Goldfinger, she had to take off her bra. So I'm just picturing Shirley Bassey in the recording studio, taking off her bra. I just think, and that's the kind of stuff that we think is interesting. There's a lot of historical stuff in our talk too. It's not just trivia, but we just like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because that's fascinating. I would have never thought that an article of clothing would have affected my ability to reach a certain pitch.
No, I know. Me neither.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah. I mean, those Victorian corsets, I think they definitely could have, but not a bra. So, yes.
Well, that is very fascinating. That is a fun fact. Thank you. I'm going to add that to my trivia.
Okay. Well, I think that gives you a little taste of us, that we don't think anything. We think nothing in life should be boring. Because why? Why should life be boring? So that kind of reflected in our presentations.
Very true. Well, thank you both for joining me today to talk about the program. Mm-hmm. Again, we have Alea Jantz Urban and Eris Urban, who are going to be joining us to do a presentation on March 29th at 7 p.m. called Booby Trapped, the Bra in America. We hope to see you all there. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us very much. Bye-bye.